Greetings, Earth, back with another video. Gonna continue about Mexico situation. What Brazilians did in the past, they basically, just to make story short about childhood time, they were looking at United States and London, the royal family. So they thought to themselves, as I assume, let's just fuck the shit out of these kids, molest them, play with them a little bit, put them into drugs, cigarettes, alcohol, and everything else. They will never make it. Someone was telling them that we were never going to make it. So they marked us. And I remember, and at that time, when I'm saying this, I remember about the very today, they are trying to involve me with bicycles and trying to make a deja vu about it, because there's always a man, a teenager, or a man, or an Afro-descendant, or a venom, or a homosexual, or transvestite, or any creature out there. He's whispering at me, trying to ghostwrite my life 24/7. He tries to assume my thoughts. He makes assumptions of my situation, what I'm about to do. He knows my situation where Brazilians, Americans in my family put me into. Women, older women, they are very they love witchcraft and evil attitudes and actions. They're always constantly trying to put me in a corner situation, because they get reaction into their bodies to feel like horny about torturing me and putting me in this situation. And the only way, before, when I did not know what I was facing to, I used to scream, get mad, and lose temper. Now I'm just gonna deal with it. I know I'm alone in life, and it's just me and God. The older feeding off of my struggles and my disgrace and all that, it's very hard to find grace between real people now, especially in children. Children, they showed me they're extremely evil. I developed a very good, beautiful admiration towards kids, but I know now that they use human beings as free shells. They live in our bodies. They make parts of our 24/7 motions. They mind everyone's business. They are constantly everywhere. They know everyone. They try to keep this network of other people's business. They're constantly doing gossiping and helping women do witchcraft. Women, they are all looking for trouble, for money, for wealth, and they use my past life, which they draw negativity so that they can relate to blonde women, and then if anything goes bad, they can blame me instead of blame a woman. This person and this kind of a cell and bubble that stays around, trying to mind my business, trying to ghostwrite me. When we were younger, that was like most of gays. He looks like a lock, the DJ a lock. He usually have a nice hair. They have tons of fashion ways of fooling Brazilian eras and Brazilian generations. He's like a lock. Sometimes he's like an Arabic, but he always get free benefits from government. He get free toys, he get free merchandise. So he goes and he attacks the poverty and poor areas with assets, and then he fools like small families in poverty with assets and special things and special merchandise. And then he does a deja vu of what he have doing for so many years. Right now, they are trying to do here. For example, we have like stranger neighbors attacking me. This is one of his things. He put some neighbor to attack me, and then he put my mom against me. He put the family against each other. He breaks the family. Then he will make an offer in a house. And then he will start this with someone next door, which it's someone already clone of him. It's either clone of him or William Bonner from like Brazilian fake news. Then he will break the wall and make one big apartment. And then they will keep on doing this in many other areas. He did this where we grow up. Then he goes doing this in like poverty areas. He fool and he offers sex towards teenagers by offering them like hamburgers and beers and tennis shoes. He offers them like assets like bicycles, nice watches and clothes and things like that. That's how he raped and molested children. Not literally rape, but they take over children and try to do. That's what they're trying to make. Put me in this picture, because most homosexuals, they know I'm out of their leagues. They can never get anything with me. And then all the cynicism of Brazilian family and neighbors and gold diggers, that they need to break you somehow. So that's why most of them use homosexuals to do so. So then I was younger, struggling, watching all this happening. Like he's a guy that he's like extremely rich in the middle of like a ghetto, giving toys away. Not only him, he wasn't that really literally him. He was doing the toys and the like hamburger places, but there was other people. They were all involved. There was two guys in school that they were kind of controlling who I was dating. There was the bully guys in school too. There was a different type of gangs that today, the days of today, it's called like the MC stuff, and they kind of like try to change the styles. We meet each other sometimes in the street, not the very guys, but they're a new generation of those guys. Some of them I even know that I suffer bully from them. I don't feel anything towards them when I see them. I feel sorry for them. But then there's so much. Brazilians, they create so many characters of bully, organized crime, child molesting, and this and this and that. Then one day I moved from that area to where I am right now. At that time, I remember I was dating a supermodel in Brazil, and then she was the one that introduced me about old computer. She was teaching me about computer. Story short, I was trying to be in a computer, and I could notice that there was like a war going on. There was a computer war going on. They were like claiming, they were claiming Yahoo. They were claiming Google didn't exist yet. There was just Yahoo, MSN, Hotmail, and all that. So there was a whole war going on, and I had no clue that they were setting up the future against me and other people, which a lot of people lost. So picture of a man, I was practically like a baby among like that's there's people that it's like I said before in another video, only a blind person don't see. The world is a package, and there's a package in the world that it's like a cake, or the world is a cake, and most of this man of businessmen, they have, now I notice more. I never noticed. I never been racist or any prejudice in any kind of way, but now I see they have many different type of men, and they keep on changing their facials and their body fat, so that they can position themselves women-wise, family-wise, and business-wise. I never noticed that. I thought that we were just like many different type of people, different kinds, and we all had to accept each other, and if we didn't, we would be racist and prejudiced. That would be a crime. That is not true. They have like a Warren Buffett. He's not now anymore, but he used to look like my father. Most of these guys walk on my father's shoes. They probably think like my father's gonna die, never gonna make it. So they're like, what the heck? Let's just give him a little bit of money and keep on feeding him with a little bit of stuff, and then just walk on his shoes, on his personality, and they use his masculinity, and they kind of like put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then they keep on doing this and fooling everybody. They think to themselves like, if I go to the United States, they will make me their puppet and try and force me to work for them to pay for rent and a little bit to eat. When I'm in my house right now in Brazil, they make my life a living hell by putting everyone negative around me. They put a lot of assholes in the street. They make my life a living hell so that I don't have a quality life. So this is the purpose of Satan, this man. Most of this man that you see online on YouTube talking about business, all that, that's what they do. If you go to their area, they make you their slave working for them. If you live in your own country and you try to do the same business, they make your life hell. So you spend most of your time, like myself, I've been spending 20 years just trying to figure out what's happening. Right now, that I'm kind of like, okay, I understand now. I'm alone, and I have to just like accept the fact that I'm not gonna make it. The only way for me to make it is to go join the crime. And then when the guys like this, stalkers that stay outside, they put a lot of stalkers outside, always honking. And the honking, he's following up the lines of my thoughts. And then he honks and he tries to create, he's trying to understand what lecture is. And he's trying to lecture me somehow by making noise pollution outside. And then there's a bunch of savages working as a delivery. Now they have alternative jobs, and then they're mixing savages, and then they keep on trying to judge our childhood by putting the DNAs of any person that we met in life, assholes, and all the businessmen out there. They will try to make me go through the struggle. It's a living hell that doesn't stop, and the only way that you can come out is to really kill yourself and just die. They will not stop. Men are very evil. Men, they love to see you suffer. That's like, I grew up around men that as more you suffer, as more happy they are. As more you fall, as more comedy life will become. That's what men showed me to be. And now, before I used to kind of like lean on women. Now I know that I cannot do that anymore, because I know there's a mission. When you stay around women, there's a mission. There's a lot of missions that involve homosexuality, organized crime, and so on. Men are all now, they think they fool me. They think that I don't know what they are doing, what they're up to, but I know. They need one puppet. They need one person marked. They need a tall guy. They need a Superman to pick on. They need a guy to relate to. They do not know most men, especially short men, that eat their ass off to be a little bigger, to show off. Men that try to be snob. All this pothole men. All this, they're like nothing. All this men, they do not know how to. For example, myself. Me, I think to myself, I think to my pants, I think like, oh shit, I'm living this. I don't have any friends. I doubt it. I might make any friends. Like Secret Service of United States in Brazil, they make sure you have no friends in this time of apocalypse. They make sure that you have no friends, they will make no friends. And if you do make friends, your friends will walk in your house, they will study, they will make a study about your updates, what you are, what the state of your state of your mind at this moment in your life. Then they will pass to them, and then they will make a research about it, and then they will make sure that they position themselves in a way that you can never surpass or even get closer. Then they keep trying to figure out where you're gonna go, where you're gonna hit, who you're gonna date, who you're gonna try to be married to, because the older men, they don't have love in their marriage, or they're always unhappy. Their women are older, and because they think they are millionaires and billionaires, they think they can have anything they want, and probably they do. That's why I'm single. But most of them, they think that way. Everything was a lie. Church was a lie. Clergy was a lie. Government was a lie. So back to the Mexican thing. Then I decided to go to Mexico. Brazil, there was nothing else for me here. I started to notice that I couldn't prosper here. And I was a dancer, and everyone could make a lot of events and they would make $5,000 in a week, and I wouldn't make anything. So money it's not just, money is just not for me. They just don't allow me to have any money. If I have a house, when I live with someone, even if it's my own mother, they make sure that she will start bitching about, so that I have to be alone and miserable. It's just something that most evil is trying to make me go through and accept. It's a very challenging life right now. Then I said, okay, I'm gonna go to United States. So they decide something for me, all crazy, and then okay, let's go. So I start going there. I did not know anything about United States, or like I said, I did not know the voice, this gay voice that has in Brazil. They have a gay voice in Brazil that do ghostwriting for our lives. As I'm speaking right now, he's kind of like yapping out there. When I came back from the United States, he showed me how evil Brazilians are. They have agreement that whenever he's gonna speak, everyone shut up, and then he says stuff like kind of like flirting with me, like a threatening me, and all kind of things. It's so much material about this evil people that it's one video wouldn't fit. But then I went to the United States. I brought him back into this conversation because I'm going to start talking about the United States, and he, of course, he will be trying to accuse me with whispering, shouting outside, because he's just a low life. He doesn't have a life of his own, and I don't mind because I'm not scared of them. So then we went to United States. We're supposed to go to United States. We take a flight and we go to one airport and then we go to the other. And then there was complications. We had complications. I had to call my uncle that it's already dead. Nobody's business. I'm just gonna make story short. So my uncle went where I was. I was kind of like in Houston. You guys stuck in Houston. Then we went down on Las Vegas. Then I got stuck in Houston. My uncle went there to pick me up. Did not know anything about nothing. So then I went to California. When I got in California, I started working right away, and I did not know anything. I was younger. I was kind of like impressed with everything. The first thing that hit me was like the cars. I was like, wow, like, different atmosphere. Everything was very different. Then I'm like, okay, I'm starting working. Everything didn't go the way I thought it was supposed to go, and I'm like not trying to express none of my opinions because I'm like I'm a foreigner now, and I think Americans was kind of nice with me at first. What other people told me, it didn't happen what I was expecting, and then I started living. I started like doing my own thing, and then I was struggling because English. But the one thing I did bad is that one, I think that a lot of things that the very Americans, not the criminals that are trying to fish, especially in my conversation now, like the real American, like the verb, not this shit that is like surrounding us with technology and the internet shit. No, I'm talking about real American. The man that runs American, he gave me a lot of things. Like he helped me to become who I am. I'm not that much, but at least I can walk out of the house and survive. I'm not gonna just die. But then I try to do the best I could to like be good, like to do good things, pay taxes, get driver's license, get ID, get PO box, get mail done, do this, do that, and work and give people tips in restaurants. Everywhere I would go, I would tip people. I would just making friends. I spent time with friends, had roommates, lakes, cars, motorcycles, women. Then one day I'm like, my life is doing okay. I'm having a problem with some girl, Sarah, and she's like, well, I probably she won't remember, but we agreed to pray for each other because I was interested in her. I met her. I was living in South San Francisco. I met her, gorgeous, tall woman. She looks like some girl from Victoria's Secret. I'm like, let's pray, let's do it. We start praying for each other. At least I was. I was fasting 72 hours and so on. Then I realized that she was fucking some guy inside the church while I was praying for her. And I'm like, no, fuck this. Then after a while, I'm like, everything looked set up, but I never noticed. I'm just starting noticing right now that things are set up. And even sometimes I think that I wish I could be lucky these days. Then one day I'm like in the pool, I'm on vacation, whatever, weekends, whatever. I was at the pool in the area that I was living because I just moved. I broke up with a girlfriend, so I moved to a different area. So I'm living and I'm like in the pool. Then there was a blonde sitting there, kind of weird blonde, forehead. Her forehead was like big. She kind of like shaved her forehead, and she had a big forehead until I'm like, weird woman, but she kind of liked her. It's kind of like my spirit went with her. I felt like attracted to her. So I took a breath, and then I'm like came to her. I was reading the Bible at the time. I thought I'm not gonna hide the Bible because later on I'm gonna have problems. Then I'm like, okay, then she's like, are you reading the Bible? I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm like, well, what time is it? And she said what time it was. We start talking, went to her car. She was very fast. She's like like, I kind of felt kind of like I hesitated. I was like, oh, this is just like a surfer. She looked like a surfer, looked like a gold digger that would like do a dog in the middle of the street if she felt like it. And then she was kind of weird, car all weird. Her car was suspicious, full of some stuff on her seat. Very weird woman. I was like, wow, this is some heavy shit here. Then she's like, in the first week we were dating, we were just like, I took her home. I'm kind of like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing. I took her home, and then the first week she's like, well, you gotta get married. I'm like, no. And she's like, yeah, we're gonna get married. And she's like rushed. All of a sudden I'm marrying some stranger, and then my life went like up and down. She married me. She's like, oh, my aunt's gonna marry us, and she married us in the backyard. And she's like, I'm like, no, I have to wait for my films. No, we're gonna get married right now. It's this way. And I'm like having FedEx. I'm trying to get a route. A bunch of assholes trying to make me lose the job. It's like, think of snakes everywhere, and I'm just alone learning. It's so hard. It was hard for me. And then this woman's like, you're gonna get married. We're gonna get married right away. This and this and that. It's like, wow. And then I'm like, first I'm thinking, I don't want to get married to you this way because they might think I'm going to get married to you just because green card, and that's not the purpose that I'm here, and that's not what I want. And even if we do, I'm not going to apply right away, and it's nobody's business and none of that. So it was very difficult. It was a chaos time for me because I meet this stranger woman, and then we start falling for each other. At least I was, and she was kind of weird. One time I knew that wasn't going to work. I'm like, at the beach, all of a sudden she took her clothes off. She's like topless in the middle of the beach. I'm thinking to myself, no, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So it's a lot of things that probably in the future there's people who try to blame me about. But if I really speak about details and what these people did to me for 10 years ago and 20 years already. If there was justice in life, you look into a billionaire right now, because these people, for me, they're all crooked, they're all corrupted, every single one from the letter A to Z. Every single Brazilian you see in the street, like they are modifying their voices to flirt with me. They are investing on flirting with men. They are investing on trying to force men into homosexuality. Most of them, they are trying to be looking like a society and government is transferring people around to be positioned around us to fool us into a situation. Sometimes they are American Indians. So if you like American Indians, they're gonna look like American Indians. Or if you like the band Red Chili Pepper, he's gonna look like the singer, the vocal. They're making like a type of a movie stuff. They put women with you, and then when you pour your love on them, they break up with you in movie theaters, and then they take the situation that was recorded, put it on the internet, they make a ton of money out of it. They are involving routes of FedEx with relationships. Women, they are meeting men at provinces, analphabet men, but good-looking men in provinces. So they extract what we know and they pour into regular men that they are going to eventually bring to the country and be their husbands. It's called the Better Man Project. They are right now looking to supermodel, male models in Italia, men that don't speak English. So they're like, oh, I want that personality. So women fool guys like me and our youth. They destroy our life, and then they take our ID. That's why my wife used to write down the names in in California, of all my clients, she used to claim that because I was cheating on her. But even if I was cheating on her, she didn't have the rights to call someone random, a client. Let's say I work for Amazon and I just deliver a package to someone. She cannot just go on my phone and call my client that I just deliver a package and ask if I'm cheating on her. The person will be like, well, who the heck is this? It's like we used to give phone number to each other because the client would be like, oh, I'm not going to be home at this point, at this day, so I'm going to give you my cell phone. You call me when you come. I'm like, okay. So I would call them and like, I'm going to your house. Are you there? Yeah, I'm there. You can go. And I would go. So she would be thinking that I have all this ton of phone numbers and I was cheating on her. She would literally call people. So it's crazy. For me, it's 1999 all the way to 2020 was a setup. And now they are leaving what I will not leave. Once they pushed me away, they fooled me out of the United States. It's because they were going to do the green card lottery. That's what I think. I'll come back with some more. We'll talk about the green card, the lottery that probably was Trump that did this. Because I heard back in the day, a green bird told me that in the future that was going to be like a blast for the immigrants, that the United States was going to help the immigrants with green cards. But I think this grace really just never happened for me. I don't know why, but it's just I'm not gonna sit here and justify what I am or what I'm not.